When you were at Twilio, I think you grew revenue from like 165 million to 400 million plus, and the company went public during your time. And
Yeah.
I believe during this time, the company also went from like pure PLG to adding more of like an enterprise sales motion. I'd love to kind of understand what that process was like. How did you help the company transition to that new world?
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons they hired me, because they like my experience at LinkedIn and in doing mid-market and enterprise marketing, but on top of a very strong PLG, consumer type motion, which Twilio was really good at. So we had fantastic, and Twilio was designed for that, developer self-serve experience. So the first thing was going through, and today we'd call it from PLG to more PLS. So from self-serve to really identifying and grooming the right developers, the right accounts that were showing promise, either because of their engagement or their profile, and making sure that the human assistance, product-led sales, was right. So we failed at sending a lead or a sign up to an AE. That wouldn't work. But what worked is having a team in the middle that we call technical BDRs. So people early in their careers who really understood how to help a developer on the way. Hey, can I help you get unstuck? Can I send you the right docs? Can I offer you the right discount to extend your trial, or show you to other resources that get you unstuck? And then through that, helping figure out, okay, is there really an opportunity there? Then can I pass on to an AE? So what we added was really product-led sales motion first to that great PLG and self-serve adoption model. Number two is when you go and try to really add this outbound or enterprise or sales-led motion, we had to do it via use cases. On the developer side, to go back to your former question, the main strategy was to put Twilio in the toolkit of every developer, even before they have a real use case with volume and budget. So that means ongoing education, believe that we're playing a long-term game. An enterprise will engage with you and only spend time if they have a real need, which usually is a use case. So that means we turned and created marketing that was use case centric. It wasn't about all the products or the API bricks, but it was about, oh, you can do text and alerts. You can do call center. You can go call tracking. You can do two-factor authentication. And then creating mini teams that were bringing together some people in product marketing, some people in demand gen, some people in sales, to go and approach that as almost startups, and doing a more traditional demand gen play. And the third aspect was a lot of sales enablement, because it's a technical product. You need to explain it to decision makers who are not necessarily familiar with, well, this is how you think and use APIs, creating case studies for all these also use cases, and ongoing sales enablement and education that was really key, so that they could in turn just educate also the economic buyers.
Yeah, it's really interesting how sales just became an extension of this general like education strategy. And I love this idea of like the technical BDRs who are coming in, not just, their goal is not just to sell, but actually to help them just get more value and use the product more, which, obviously will eventually lead to a sale. It's a very, I don't know, good way to sort of, get a developer over the line and actually lead to those juicy enterprise
Yeah,
deals.
and that's super critical, and something I've seen also at MongoDB does that. So the sales team that handles the for product-led sales basically is super helpful, is quite technical. Same thing, Vercel did the same thing with product advocates that were technically embedded in marketing, so close to the content created by developer relations, and really there to quid pro quo. I'm going to help you. In the process, I'm going to find some information about you, your use case, maybe your budget, who else you'd like us to talk to in the organization to give you the license and the freedom to use our service more if you're interested. And then position the next conversation with potentially a sales engineer, or introduce the AE as the ally who can really help you make the case for spending more money on this if you really like the tool, by approaching together the decision makers, because developers typically hate just having to just make these business cases and work with procurement and buyers internally.
Yeah. So the AE did all like the annoying work for the developers. Yeah.